And so the waited debut finally begins. I have to say, this debut, this test that you usually see in the anime, was completely different. I didn't see it coming. Even when I was reading the manga, I didn't understand what's going on first. But before I get into the debut, let's talk about the night before. We gotta see not just the living dolls, but also their masters, the shadows themselves. Particularly Maya's. Maya's name is Sarah, so their name is different. But it always seems like those who have different names always seem to be not compatible with each other. They're not completely synced. Just like Kate and Emilico and stuff. They're not the same, but somehow they're together. With Mia, she had her room totally thrashed, and then she gets completely punished by her master, Sarah. And it's just like, oh, that's what the beatings are for? Like, I don't completely understand what's going on, but they'll probably explain more to us later on down the road. But it seems that Sarah is kind of a bad person. She might have her reasons, but I hope they're very good reasons. Very good reasons. Now, when it comes to Ricky and Patrick, theirs seem to be completely capable. Like I said with the names, um, they're total douches is what they are, and they just act the same. You know, total kiss ups. They think they're so highly of themselves. I just hope that someone knocks a chair right under their feet. Then they fall. But like they are gonna give us coming to them. Hopefully, man. It's just their attitudes, man. But sometimes you need that kind of attitude to make it in life, to be number one, despite what you may dislike about it. A lot of people in high society are in high society by the way they act sometimes. And so I can't blame them completely for that. Now, when it comes to Lou and Louise, they're totally in love with each other. Louise loves the way Lou's face is. She draws the faces all over the walls. She puts up makeup on her. She's very careful with her body and the way they correspond with each other. They just totally in love with each other. You know, Fascinated. By the beauty. They can sync up. You know. Then you also have Sean and John. You know, I was surprised the way um, John talked because, and when I'm reading the books, John is the idiot of the group. Believe it or not, he's very, very. He's slow to think, quick to act, and just all around a village idiot. But yet, a lot of the older ones, the older shadows, just love him because he's stupid. He makes things easy for them. Um, but not in a way where they manipulate him, but the point where they're like, wow, finally someone who isn't a total, stuck up person, you know. So they actually do like him, but hopefully they'll animate more of the series for you to be able to see that and how dumb John is. Where Sean is completely different from him. He can't see well, but they're both kind actually, but Sean is more focused and stuff. So they're actually very well with each other. Well, I'm not sure they're well compatible as they can complete where they can intimidate, copy each other. I guess that's that word. Anyways, thoughts aside. Now, when it comes to Ram and her shadow, they're I don't know what to think. It's a giant mystery. It's like the Shadow Master doesn't even want to even talk to her or anything. She's always quiet while Rum just talks to Rummy instead. And it kind of sucks, how she had to go through that. There's no true communication whatsoever. Hopefully they'll be able to develop throughout the debut and make it through it, or someone's going to get discarded. Now we know that the dolls will be discarded if they fail, but the what about the shadows themselves? What becomes of them? And with that being said, um, Also, the thing about Star Bearers. Some some people really want to become the Star Bearer very badly. Seems like there are high up society, one of the high up society ones within the house. So being a Star Bearer is very important to gain grandfather's approval. Now let's get into the debut. This is the part that really interests me, where you get to see the characters, the main characters. This is the main cast right here, the true main cast, not the team that Emilico was with, which they do have some role to play. But these 5 characters are the main ones that you will be seeing throughout the series. Now, with that being said, we see Edward and how he's judging them. Very interesting, having the Shadow Masters as little dolls, and he'll put them on different ranks, determined on the way they act with their living dolls. That was very interesting. I understand at first when I was reading it, but then I read a couple more times, and then I finally understood what it was all about. It is seeing who can perform the best in certain situations as a test, an examination. How well can these two act with each other? Can the doll meet up the expectations of the shadow, and can the shadow be able to keep face? We gotta see that happening. So from dancing, from talking, from just strutting your stuff, anything, you can give you points. And the worse you act, the lower grade you get. And I'm guessing uh, by the lower grade he does, we'll find out what that means later on. But anyways, they dance, and it seems like Emilico is having a big problem of, acting accordingly, because she's trying to meet the expectations of Kate, but then Kate realizes she never really cared about having a perfect doll. In a way, she really wanted Emilico not to be her face, but for Emilico to actually be her friend. That's the reason why they're completely different. They're different, but yet they can't act the same, which sometimes the positives and negatives need each other. Opposites attract. And that's what happens here when it comes to Kate and Emilico's relationship. Emilico is very blunderable. She is clumsy, but yet she's a ray of sunshine. She brightens up everyone's day, and she helps out as much as she can, where Kate does not. Where Kate's focused, logical, and stuff, but yet she can be emotional too sometimes. She just don't show it as much because she's too busy thinking. So that's what happens there as well. So that's the beauty of it. Now it seems like the shadows have been separated from their dolls to go into the garden. So that is the first part of the debut. The second part is actually one of my favorites of it. The second part is going to be really, really interesting. So I can't wait for you guys to see it. It's going to be fun. So anyway, that's like that for this video. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope you guys are ready for the next episode next week. So if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, and of course, hit that bell icon. This has been Madcrown on Madcrownxox, signing out.